you're down some key guys
Yeah.
on the outside, especially on
Yes.
defense, and there seem to be some issues maybe containing on the outside tonight, and tackling might have been the biggest issue. Is that the way you saw it tonight? What were some of the issues in containing these guys?
I've seen the same thing as you guys seen. Our tackling wasn't up to par on the perimeter, and they broke some runs on that. So I mean, there's no excuse. I mean, we got good players that should be able to fill the shoes of the guys that are not playing. So there's no excuses there. Pass rush rise, I think Montez got out, but again, for me, there's certain things that our defensive ends do, and gaps exchange. Mm-hmm. So for the most part, it sounds ridiculous, but my guys did their job on the edge. It's just if there's a tight end coming across, they got to get inside, and then somebody else has got to replace him at the edge. So that's why you see Montez get out. I mean, this is the most he's ran all year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know that, but that's what happened. Were we expecting that? In the past, he did that, but he didn't show that this year, and then all of a sudden he did that.
Yeah.
And they got us a couple of times. We call it belly flash, where they bring that tight end across, and we were spilling that tight end so hard, the ends were spilling it so hard. Later on, what they started doing was they started faking the ends, flashing the ends, and then getting around and getting up to the second level, and then the quarterback was keeping it. So, we got to check that out on film and see what adjustments needs to be made on the back end. But hopefully we get some of these guys back. I think we should. Christian's looking good in his rehab. We still don't know what's going on with Drake. But for me, we got to make sure we get a little bit more production out of our ends. We only got one sack. Now, again, Jay Tefele was disruptive.
You got a lot of pressure, it looked like, from the interior
we did,
guys.
But, Marlon missed a sack. It's just Montez, he had him dead to rights, and Montez slipped out. And so that was disappointing, but we did get that guy moving around a lot. And that was the goal, was to get him off the spot and make him run and throw and do all that stuff. But, as our players came off, I said, hey, man, we got to finish. We got to finish plays, and that was what we were trying to accomplish throughout the deal. But at the end of the day, guys, the whole deal was those kids on the sideline believed. I mean, we were down the whole time. And I don't think we should have been in certain situations with the game. But those kids never once pointed fingers or was hanging their heads or moping, none of that. I mean, those guys were confident. They were saying, when the offense does this, the offense does that. And we're going to go out and do our part. And, at times we didn't. We hit some tough times, but they kept bouncing back. They kept battling. And that was good to see, So.
What did you mean by you were in a couple of situations that you feel like you should have?
Well, we got. They were driving the ball on us. You know what I mean?
Right.
They were driving the ball. We missed tackles. Yeah. They caught some passes. They scored in 2 plays in the first half. So I mean, again, they could have put their head down. I've been around situations like that.
Yeah.
And this team showed nothing.
What did you guys figure out on the field goal in the fourth quarter?
Well, I think we made a couple adjustments in the run game.
Okay.
Which helped. I thought they did a good job. I think they, every game we scout other teams, they scout us, and maybe they got a good beat on a couple of our calls that we need to disguise a little bit better. And so that's something we're going to work on. I'm sure Oregon's going to see it, and they're going to be working on it just like Colorado did. So we got to do a better job of disguising certain coverages and certain.
If you had to think off the top of your head, was this a game where you had the fewest tackles for losses?
Probably, yeah. Probably. I don't think we had any. Yeah. Besides the sack with Caleb. I didn't look at the stats yet, but that was. I don't want to say disappointing because we won, but again, we could have had 2 sacks with Marlon. But I got to watch the tape. My whole deal is seeing how we did in the run game. We moved a lot against these guys. We thought that would disrupt them. So I'm interested to see what the run game is like.
With so many leaders.